everybody, hello and welcome. As always, I am Sean. This is In The Mix, episode 178 of our Isle of Man series. Happy Thursday, is it? Thursday, wherever in the world you happen to be watching. If you haven't gone and checked the earlier episodes from this week, go and have a look at those ones. One, because they're going to bring you up to date with where we're at this point in the season and our Champions League journey and all of the great stuff that we've had to happen, not just this week, but previous weeks as well, as we set ourselves up trying to win as many trophies as humanly possible in a single season. I'll give you a moment to go watch those. If you have, go on and check them out. Go and do that now, because we're going to move straight into spoiler territory, because in today's episode we have a huge quarterfinal tie against Barcelona in the Champions League. We're going to bring you both legs of that one. We've got another huge game in the Premier Division sandwiched in between that. We'll probably play that off screen, but a whole bunch of other stuff that we want to get through and recap as well as the season rolls on. Let's jump in and see how we've gone. So, first and foremost, as far as the Premier Division is concerned, if you look just above my head up there, sitting pretty at the top of the table, 31 games played, 24 wins, 4 draws and 3 defeats, plus 40 goal difference and 76 points. We sit 5 points clear of Manchester City in second spot. We have had a couple of games since yesterday's episode where we, of course, played Valencia across 2 legs. We beat Chelsea 2-0 in the Premier League in a huge game. We beat Manchester United 5-1 in the FA Cup in a huge performance. Scored 3 goals in the last 15 minutes to really pad out that result after going 2-0 up early. And then we beat Norwich 6-2 during that time. We have rotated a little bit. I've dropped Uli Schaefer, and Ruben Martinez has been slamming goals into the back of the net as much as possible. He's scored in each of the last 3 fixtures, which has been fantastic for us. Getting 2 strikers back to form was kind of key for this little run. And it sets up nicely for the 2 legs against Barcelona. There is a game I mentioned between ourselves and Liverpool away at Anfield. They're down in 10th spot this year. They have dropped off a little bit in terms of their overall performance. We will play that one off screen, but it is still a challenge. Liverpool, at any point, they're a huge club. They've got huge youth recruitment, wonderful facilities and stuff. They can be a challenge no matter what. Looking a little bit closer at Barcelona and their squad, given that it is all regions, they've got some players on absolutely ridiculous money. You can see here, they've got squad players, guys that don't even play on 300k a week, which is crazy. It is an older squad though, a lot of guys towards like 28, 29, 30. A lot of their starting lineup, as you look at it, is over the age of 25. 24, I think, is the youngest player they've got in there. They've got a couple of backup young kids in the squad itself, but it is a much older group. Some big players, though, some familiar names. Geraldo Thales, we'll say? Thales? Let's just go with Thales. Is that Flamengo? I think it's Flamengo in Brazil. 28-year-old central midfielder, 4.5-star current and potential ability. He looks to be very decent. He's played 333 times and scored 91 goals for Barcelona. Vicente Rey, Spanish central defender. Left-sided central defender. I do always love those left-footed players playing at the base of the defence. 4-star current and potential ability. 36 caps to his name for the Spanish national side. They've got a very familiar face in Henri Blaise, who we played against a variety of times when he was at Liverpool. He has a tremendous record scoring against us. I think he might be the best winger I've ever seen in Football Manager. Look at his key attributes. 19, 16, 18, 19, 18, 17s and 20s for like backup things or secondary traits as well. He's just an absolute beast cutting in from that right-hand side. He'll be one to keep an eye on. German Starko also in there. Argentine central defender. He looks pretty solid. An elite centre-back. There aren't many of those hovering around world football as things currently stand. Again, technically not great, but mentally very good, physically very good. They've got some huge players, and I think that's why they've got players on absolutely huge wage buckets as well. Highest value player, Francis André is the other one they've got in there. Their striker, £78 million worth of value for the 28-year-old Frenchman. 5-star current and potential ability. He was at Lyon for about 10 seasons. Has been at Barcelona for the last 5. He looks to be a very decent prospect as well. Only 13 finishing though, which I find quite interesting. They are currently second in the Spanish First Division. We'll have a look at the history of the competition, or past winners. It looks like they have struggled. They haven't actually won a championship since 2025, which is ridiculous. Atletico Madrid have 2 in that time. Real Madrid won all the rest of them. So it's a Barcelona side that hasn't won a tremendous amount over the last few seasons. They did win the Champions League a few seasons ago, 2037, so 2 years previous, but other than that, it has been a pretty barren spell for Barcelona in terms of competition wins. A pretty far cry from the current squad, but I still think they've got quite a bit about them. I think we can beat them, make no mistake. I think we can get beyond them, but it is going to be a big challenge, and we might have to kind of change and adapt how we're going to approach each fixture. We are playing the first leg at home, so I think we are going to go attacking to start with. We're going to stick with, tactically speaking, a very aggressive structure, trying to get forward, trying to get towards the ball, and most effectively trying to keep it, I think, is going to be very important. And then for the away leg, we might go positive. We might even just pull out this random one, which we haven't done in forever, this counter-attacking style, to try and get the most out of the playing group. As far as the squad is concerned, we've got a couple of knocks. Arnaud Henry's out 1 to 4 days, so he'll probably be back for the second leg, but misses this first one. Esteban is suspended for this game and potentially the next one as well, as is Lucas Gabriel. So we are down a little bit, but even then, I think we're going to go after it. We're going to try and get a good result. We're going to try and set ourselves up to basically just have to kind of be conservative in the second leg and not have to worry too much about getting a result away at Nou Camp. But it is still a strong squad. It is still a squad that's very comfortable in the roles, positions, and tactics that we want to play. So hopefully we can carry on what has been a good run of form, good results against Chelsea and Man United, and get ourselves off to a good start against Barcelona as well. So to recap our squad, Mancini in goal, Abdesamad and Warburton as the defensive partnership. 2 left-footed players might be a little bit interesting. Carlos Andre at left wing back, Furkan Yilmaz fills in at right wing back for the suspended Gabriel, Santana and Lind at the base of midfield, Harold on the left wing, Castro on the right, Martinez playing at the 10 in lieu of Schaefer being dropped from the side, and Rivera leading the line up top. They're going with 4-2-3-1 because, of course, every big club in Football Manager this year goes a 4-2-3-1 shape. We spoke about Francis Andre, we spoke about Henri Blaise, we spoke about Thales, let's just go with Thales. I need to commit to that. Starrico, Ray, they've got some absolutely massive players. It would not surprise me if this was a very challenging fixture. Passionately, we're going to say, or maybe assertively, we're going to say, pick up where you left off last time. And I'm going to also just assertively tell everyone that I've got faith in them. I want to try and get as many players happy or motivated heading into kickoff so that we start in a good nature. If we get out of the first 15 minutes without conceding, and they've immediately got a throw in here, left-hand side, Palladino with the ball, backstick towards Cardoso, finds Blaise, and we spoke about Henri Blaise and his ability to score against us. And he's got his 20th goal of the season. It's not a great start. We're going to use demand more shout immediately. What I was trying to say at the start was if we come out and get outside the first 15 minutes without conceding and settle into the game, it's going to help us quite a bit. But if they score early, we might be in some trouble. And sure enough, before that sentence has even come out of my mouth, they have found the back of the net inside 90 seconds. It's not great, but, that's all right. These are the challenges of Football Manager that I've got to figure out. Set up our Champions League results here as well. Corner, Harold to take towards Martinez. He is probably our best player out of the air, but he can only put it straight at Anastasio in the Barcelona goal. Forward to Glagola in midfield. Now to Mayoral. Guillen. They're slowing their build-up. I don't think they're looking to get directly over the top in early transitions, which can sometimes cause this issue. They seem content to be playing a little bit of that tiki-taka style, moving the ball around. Santana nearly won the ball back. Sent out to Henri Blaise. Carlos Andre's got a huge job to try and keep him quiet now, having already scored. Ball out to Mayoral. We're going to win this back here. Lind comes forward. He's got runners alongside him. Good reverse pass to Martinez, who gets goal side. Can he find the finish? He forces a good save out of the Barcelona keeper. But really, we need to be making the most of those chances, particularly at 1-0 down already. Hectic start to the game, though, in the opening 7 minutes. Cut back here, finds Lind at the edge of the area, gets a strike away again. Anastasio with a good save, pushes it over for another corner. Can we make some of this pressure count and try and get ourselves back to parity? Ball's in towards Martinez. It's cleared as far as Lind. Backstick ball towards Abdesamad. He's got a lot of work to do. Goes to the shot way too early. Now Glagola gets to come forward for Barcelona. They could hurt us here in transition. Good tracking run there from Santana, just slows it up and the highlight comes to an end, thankfully. In other games, Atletico Madrid also taking an early lead against Bayern Munich, but we've got the ball here, edge of the area. Harold to Carlos Andre, overlap on the left, looks to cut inside. Pinballs around a little bit. Oh, and again, we get another late strike on Anastasio with a couple of good saves early on for Barcelona. Is this highlight going to continue? He's gone long forward towards Andre. Abdesamad has just let him run past him. And then thankfully the strike from distance never looked like challenging the goal. In other fixtures, Chelsea playing Real Madrid. Real Madrid, of course, out the finalists that we beat last season in this competition. Deep free kick here towards Starrico, backstick. Mancini, thankfully, equal to it. Didn't have that much pace on it. And in the other tie, another English side, Manchester United, taking on champions of the Serie A, Inter Milan. Castro, ball into Martinez. We've got to make these chances count. I think that's the third or fourth chance that's fallen to Martinez already in the first half. We've got a few minutes remaining in the half. We're going to use a get creative shout. And then it'll be interesting to see what we actually want to do. Castro might have picked up a knock here. You can see his conditions way down at 47%, which isn't ideal. Yilmaz, throw in, right-hand side. Gets it back from Rivera. Then Guillen with a long clearance for Barcelona. Cuts it out of the middle. Mancini, all the way back to the keeper. Just wait for the press to come. Ball into Santana now in midfield via Lind. Martinez, good switch out to Paul Harold, and now Carlos Andre tries to cross it in. It was a poor clearance. The defence shut it down pretty easily. Abdesamad, back to Santana. Switch out towards Castro on the right-hand side. Can he find a good cutback from the byline? Goes to Furk and Yilmaz as the overlapping fullback. Ball towards Rivera near post, but the header was always ballooning over the crossbar as the keeper watches it sail over. So at halftime, we're 1-0 down. Barcelona, 3 shots, 2 on target, 44% possession. Isle of Man, 13 shots, 5 on target, 56% of the ball. I am going to aggressively say, show me something else in the second half. And then we're also going to, whenever I use that rocket, whenever I take the hairdryer out, I always feel like I need to adjust something tactically. So we're going to drop to our positive structure. And do we want to try and make halftime subs? That's the other question. I think Castro hasn't played particularly well. We might bring on Richard, just because I'm worried about that conditioning and risking him for injury. And I'm going to take off Martinez as well, who's had a variety of chances but hasn't found the back of the net. Maybe 2 fresh subs very early in the contest can give us a bit of an advantage as we head through. Furkan Yilmaz has picked up a knock, which isn't great, but he should be at 77% condition, able to get through the match. We're at 61 minutes now. We're going to let this highlight play out. Throw in for Barcelona on the right into Henri Blaise, who's done everything for Barcelona. Thankfully, it's a pretty tame effort straight at Mancini. We're going to hit pause. We're going to go tactically back to the attacking style. We had a few highlights with it. We haven't had any yet in the second half. And now Furkan Yilmaz is injured. So what are we going to do here? Desimard can play at right back, but that doesn't really suit us. We'll put Frank Richard back there as an attacking option, and we might bring on Mateo as an inside forward on the right. He's not comfortable in that role, but at least it's a wing up playing in an attacking position, which I think helps. We're going to use a get creative shout as well. We've now used all 3 subs in the first leg with about half an hour remaining and still chasing an equalising goal. We're into the last 10 minutes. We're going to hit a demand more shout. If this second half just peters out, I will be furious. Wide free kick for Thales towards back stick. I think Mateo's come off the bench and given away a penalty, which is absolutely ridiculous. We've now got to watch the referee just jog. Just take your time, ref. Just walk if you feel like it, all the way over to the line. I don't know why anyone at Sports Interactive would look at this animation and think, you know what, this makes our video game more fun. We've got to sit here and watch a referee look at a screen. Just give the penalty. It's fine. Just say VAR gave it. It's all good. Mateo's only involvement thus far. We haven't seen him touch the ball yet, but he's come on and given away a penalty to potentially make it 2-0 for Barcelona, unless Mancini can bail us out, and he can. Huge penalty save from Federico Mancini. Wonderful stuff from him, but there is a resulting corner that we're going to have to deal with now as well. Thales to take. He's going to look to wrap this one right-footed. Goes towards backstick. Santana with a good header away. Now Mateo's first touch of the ball that we've seen. And the highlight just comes to an end. Have we got anything late left in us to try and push for a get creative shout or something? 5 additional minutes to be added on. A corner here again for Barcelona. Mateo with the header away. Good flick on there from Rivera, finds Harold. And we're 2v2 if we work the right pass here. Good reverse pass to Schaefer. Can he find the finish? He can indeed. We've pulled one back. 1-1 is a much better position than 1-0 down. But with a couple of minutes of injury time remaining, can we use a get creative shout to hopefully cause some late chaos and some late drama in the contest? Lovely run from Harold. Wonderful way to pass for Schaefer. Maybe sends him a little bit too far to the left-hand side, but left-footed player just rifles that one with power and pace into the far corner. And that could be a huge goal in the complexion of the tie itself. Throw in now. One back by Harold, deep on the left-hand side. Andre switch out towards Mateo. Can he make up for that penalty conceded earlier? Plays Rivera into the channel. He's got Schaefer in the middle if he can get the ball in there. Cuts it back to Lind, edge of the area. Now Richard, across to Carlos Andre. Beats one man, gets the strike away. Pretty tame effort, to be fair. Anastasio's had a good game in the Barcelona goal. Saves and holds again. Highlights about to continue here as well. Forward to Palladino in midfield. No urgency from Barcelona to get the ball forward. They had an acre to try and move into in midfield. Switch out to Henri Blaise. He'll definitely be willing to take on a man. Cuts inside, gets it back on his left foot. Great tracking run and challenge from Carlos Andre. Now Santana brings it forward in midfield. Out wide right to Rivera. He's got a lot of work to do. Cuts it back towards Schaefer, and he can't beat Cardoso as it's put out for the corner. Richard with a good tackle here. We're through the 5 additional minutes that have been added on. Barcelona have a late throw-in. We're through 5:35 now, which is well above what was initially scheduled to be injury time. Is the referee just going to call time as soon as this throw-in happens? He has indeed. Or has he? No, it's a throw-in again. Why is the referee letting the game continue? We're through 6 minutes now. Throw-in. Humblet. Switch out towards Cardoso. Mateo looks to close it down. Harold nearly wins the ball back, and the referee does call full time. So in the end, Barcelona 9 shots, 6 on target, 44% possession. Henri Blaise with the early goal. Thankfully, they missed that penalty. Schaefer gets an equaliser for us in the 92nd minute to save our blushes a little bit. 23 shots, 8 on target, 56% of the ball. Not a good performance by any stretch, but I'm going to say you've done brilliantly to come back and salvage a draw. I just want to keep morale up as much as possible. We're hopefully going to get back Esteban and Lucas Gabriel and Arnaud Henry for the next leg. It's a stronger team, and while we will have to attack away from home, I do back the side to do well in all environments. In other results, Bayern Munich got a late equaliser. Ex-Leeds Alejandro Temperini, 86-minute equaliser for them. Real Madrid slammed 2 goals home, one in the 86th minute, one in the 95th against Chelsea to take a commanding 2-0 lead away from home. And Inter got a penalty on 52 minutes to put themselves up against Manchester United as well, which is going to set up some very interesting return legs. A couple of the away sides getting valuable points and wins in those matches. Castro's injured, but he should be fine. Furkan Yilmaz is injured, but he should also be fine as well. So I don't think we have to panic too much just yet. Palladino got a 7.5 match rating and the Man of the Match award. Now, we're not going to play the game against Liverpool in this episode. I'm going to play that one off screen. We are going to, I think, rotate quite a bit. We're going to clear out the entire team selection. And I am going to, training-wise, just give everyone 1 day's rest. We'll see who pulls up, gets clear of their injuries. We'll see what everyone's fitness and conditioning is like for the game against Liverpool. And potentially, we might play a rotated lineup against them. We are still in the league itself. 5 points clear as things currently stand. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if we lost that game or drew that game and prioritised trying to overturn or trying to get a win in the second leg of our Champions League quarterfinal. I think that's going to be a priority to at least make the semi-finals, which is the board expectation, and potentially the final as well if we can. Oh, a lot of work to be done in that second leg. Magic of editing when to jump forward to the lineups for that game now. All right, and just like that, we are about a week ahead. Now, we did have a very good performance last time out against Liverpool, which was great to see. We won 2-1, which doesn't sound that impressive, but we went 2-1 after going down to 10 men after 20 minutes. Paul Harrell getting a great goal and Uli Schaefer starting in that match after his late heroics against Barcelona, getting us a second goal to go 2-0 up at half-time. They did pull a goal back in the 94th minute. There was only supposed to be 2 minutes of additional time, so I don't know how we got to the 94th minute, but that's fine. That's not my place. But we did hold on despite going down to 10 men, and we did play very well, I thought, despite going down to 10 men as well. Thankfully, Santana's suspension is only for Premier Division competitions. We don't have to worry about losing him for this Champions League tie, and it does effectively mean that we have a really strong squad to pick from. We've pretty much got a full-strength lineup available. I'm going to put Uli Schaefer back in as a reward, not just for his goal against Liverpool, but also his equalising goal against Barcelona. Martinez drops to the bench. We welcome back Esteban into the starting lineup. We welcome back Lucas Gabriel, and Arnaud Henry has gotten back into full fitness as well. The only thing we maybe have to be concerned about is Bruno Castro seems to be struggling for condition at the moment. You can see he's only listed at 91% condition, so we're going to keep an eye on that as the game progresses. If he picks up a knock or anything, I could see that dropping off quite quickly. But otherwise, we're in a good position. Given that we have to get the win, we're going to go attacking from the off. I'm not going to worry about positive, not going to worry about cautious. If we're going to go down, we're going to go down absolutely swinging in this contest. Looking now over at the Barcelona side, I don't think they've made too many changes. Ray and Starrico both start in central defence. I think, did Humblet play last time? I don't think the right back wore the captain's armband. He looks like a solid Belgian right back, previously at Liverpool. Henri Blaise obviously getting the goal against us last time out. He's one to keep an eye on. Foray, did he play at the 10? I think it was some different players. I think they've got a couple of new faces out there, but it is, of course, the same 4-2-3-1 that everybody plays, or every big club plays. Francis Andre leads the line up top for them as well. We know they've got quality, but surely it wasn't that devastating a loss last time out. We can get a good result against them today. Passionately, we're going to say media have given a lot of credit lately. Most have responded positively. We'll go along with that, and we're also going to keep an eye on these Champions League fixtures to see if any other results from the first leg get overturned. Throw in, deep on the left-hand side, taken by Carlos Andre. Deep ball towards back stick. Anastasio had to scramble to stop that one from wiggling its way in near post. And again, it shows me this highlight, I feel like every single game. We know it's not crossed the line. Take it out, Football Manager, or at least make it a checkbox that I can select to say I don't care about seeing that when we watch our games. They've scored, just as I'm talking through bullshit with Football Manager. German Starrico, the centre-back, gets his second goal of the season. Thales with... Why am I trying to say Thales every time? I think it's because I know he's Brazilian. It's a good ball in, but we had enough bodies around the box there. There was maybe potentially a guy in an offside position obstructing the goalkeeper, but again, the game doesn't have it in there to actually call anything like that. And similar to last time, they've scored in the first 10 minutes. We need to now try and pick ourselves back up. We're going to hit demand more a bit earlier in the half, and then we might also use a get creative shout if we get to 30 minutes without having a highlight to speak of. Throwing on the right-hand side now for Barcelona. Humblet, back to Thales, deep ball headed away by Desimard. Guillen. Now Palladino has the overlap of Mayoral at left back, and it was going wide, but Mancini got a little bit on it to push it out for the corner. Might have had the first highlight, but Barcelona have turned the tide a little bit here. Backstick ball there towards Mancini again with a good save, but he can't hold to get out for a second consecutive corner. Thales to take. towards the centre area. Mancini comes out and claims. If we get this out quickly, we're 3v2. It's taken a little while though, but he has sent it out wide right to Castro. What can we do in the counter-attack here? There's a couple of men in the box if you can get a decent ball in. It falls back stick to Harold, and it's a great save from Anastasio in the Barcelona goal. Phenomenal effort from him. Just rifled that one in, and he got across to it and pushed it around the post. Good, strong hand. Four with a long ball forward. Carlos Andre should recover, and the highlight comes to an end. We're through 30 minutes. We're going to use that get creative shout. Deep free kick immediately. Mayoral takes the left back for Barcelona. We go to press, but it's not great. Thales sends it into the channel for Francis Andre. Hasn't got anyone in the box currently, but he puts the ball back stick to Henri Blaise, who of course leaps over Carlos Andre for his 21st goal of the season. Not a great performance from us here, and it's two, not set pieces, but two balls out of the air that have caused us the danger. That touch around from Francis Andre's left Esteban in the dust, and he just hangs the ball back stick, and Blaise gets the run on the defender and just powers that one home into the far corner. He's got 2 goals against us in the tie, and just as he did against Liverpool, he consistently finds the back of the net against us. We might have to pull out a bit of the hairdryer at halftime to turn this one around if we're going to have any chance. If they score here, it might be over already. Thales with the corner. Starrico with the header. Thankfully, was always ballooning over the crossbar as Mancini watches it out for the goal kick. 2 additional minutes at the end of the first half. We're through that now. So at halftime, 9 shots, 8 on target, 45% possession for Barcelona. 6 shots, 2 on target, 55% of the ball for the Isle of Man. Aggressively, we're going to say, show me something else in the second half. And tactically, we are going to also switch to our positive structure. Looking at morale, or looking at fitness and condition, Henri's not doing too great. It looks like Castro's doing okay. He's down on 81%, but we will keep an eye on that as we get towards the hour mark. And if we don't see any highlights here in the first 15 minutes of the second half, potentially we go for broke a little bit and go ultra attacking for the last half an hour or so to try and salvage something in the tie. Deep free kick here, first highlight of the second half, forward from Mancini to Esteban. Now out to Lucas Gabriel, back to Esteban again. Looks for the switch out to left. It's poor though. Humblet wins it back, and then Blaise sends Andre goal side over the top. He's gotten goal side of Esteban, and thankfully a good save from Mancini, who has bailed us out a couple of times now in this fixture. Thales with the corner. Their set piece deliveries cause this issue, but Rivera's going to come forward, and the highlight comes to an end. Wide free kick right on the hour mark towards back stick. Carlos Andre runs all the way through to him. Can he play a forward ball? We've got men breaking on the far side. If we can work a crossfield switch right, tries to play it to Rivera, but it's a poor ball in. Cleared by the Barcelona defence. Esteban will reset all the way back through to Mancini. Work it to the left-hand side now. Go out the other side. He goes to Henri in traffic, who does very well to bring it down with a man right on him. Switch out to Lucas Gabriel now. Beats a man in 1v1. Can he find the cut back towards backstick for Harold? It pinballs around. A great save again from the Barcelona keeper, who I think, even though he didn't get the man of the match award in the first game, he came up with some huge saves and is again doing the business for Barcelona here. We're going to hit pause. Tactically, 30 minutes remain. We've just got to go after it, really, don't we? Schaefer's not had a great game. We cannot solve this riddle of our best front partnership at the moment. Castro not playing particularly well either. We'll bring on Richard, and then Santana also having a poor game. We're going to bring on Hisham Margie. Let's just go for it. Don't think we want to go very attacking. Let's just say we're going to stay attacking, but let's make 3 subs. Let's go after it. Passionately, we're going to say I've got faith in you to make a difference. We're going to hit play. We're going to use a get creative shout, and I'm just going to start spamming shouts at this point. Get creative didn't seem to work, so we've hit that again. Everyone seems inspired, but no further highlights. We've got another demand more up our sleeves here in a moment. Okay, we've got a highlight. Left-hand side, throw into Carlos Andre. Finds Harold. Tries to cross a ball that wasn't really there. Falls to Henri Blaise, who immediately cuts inside and carries the ball to the other side of the pitch. Bruchia. Back to Palladino. Now Mayoral. Bruchia again. Mayoral to Palladino. Can we try and find a decent press here? Just stay forward. Stay on the ball, boys. Palladino with a long ball over the top to Andre. Is he onside? He beat the keeper, but beat the far post as well, just beyond. We've got to demand more shout we can use here as we head into the last 10 minutes. I've seen a whole bunch of goals go in the last 10 minutes of games before. Very rarely for us, and very rarely in a positive respect as far as the Isle of Man is concerned. And time is whittling away. We're into additional time now, and we're through the 3 minutes added on. We're out of the Champions League. We don't defend our title. Absolute dog shit. 15 shots, 12 on target, 49% possession for Barcelona. 12 shots, 4 on target, 51% for the Isle of Man. We are going to aggressively say I am far from pleased with what I just saw from the team. And at least everyone's responded positively, which I think is the best that we could hope for. What a disappointment, though. Barcelona go through 3-1 winners in the end. Bayern Munich go through at the expense of Atletico Madrid 3-1. United scrape through on penalties after a 1-0 away win. And Real Madrid, after a 92nd minute equaliser, go ahead of Chelsea 3-1 on aggregate. So 2 of the English clubs fall at the quarter-final stage of the Champions League, which is very frustrating. FC Isle of Man manager slams team. Southgate spotted at now camp. He's now the Spain boss, which is just ridiculous. Brazil manager was also there looking at Lucas Gabriel and Carlos Andre. So there's quite a bit going on in terms of international call-ups. Let's clear out the squad. Let's just give everyone a break. We've got a lot of football over the last couple of months. We've had a lot of away trips in and around Europe as well, which haven't quite helped us. But the Champions League run, it comes to an end. It leaves us with just the English FA Cup, which I think is actually our next game we might have a look at, and the run home in the Premier Division to try and close out the week. We do have the FA Cup semi-final is next up. So what I'm thinking, as we look at it, is we might bring you guys the FA Cup semi-final in the next episode. We might come straight back tomorrow and record that one where we play Chelsea, and then we might bring you guys the home game against Southampton to hopefully continue our march towards a Premier Division title. And then to maybe close out the week, maybe we do the last 2 games of the season against Bournemouth and Aston Villa, and potentially also, if we make it through against Chelsea, an FA Cup final in that one as well. We set out aspiring for 6. We're down to potentially 3 trophies remaining if we win the Premier Division, if we win the English FA Cup, having already won the Community Shield. But in reality, I think there's a long way to go for us to be competing across all fronts consistently year in, year out. Bit of a disappointing episode, to be honest. I wasn't upset that we got Barcelona. I thought that was a game we could win effectively, but maybe not getting a good home result and not having ourselves in a scenario where we didn't have to chase the game in the second leg. Maybe that's what hurt us in the end. You never really know. But we'll pick ourselves back up. We'll go again. We'll sort everything out. It'll be fine. We might recruit a bit heavily to improve some of our depth for scenarios like that first leg where we had players out. And hopefully we also have like a whole bunch of cash that we can actually put to good use in terms of getting a decent playing group together. Not all doom and gloom though. We've still got a Premier Division title that we're going to try and win. We've still got an English FA Cup final, a semi-final that we're going to bring you tomorrow, which we will try and win as well. If you want to tune into those episodes, you'll have to check them out as we continue releasing all of our Football Manager content right up until the release of Football Manager 2021. As always though guys, I just appreciate you all watching. That's the part that means the most to me. I've been Sean, and I'll see you all again in the mixer.